This is about to be the silliest thing that I have probably ever done in my life, but don't care because nobody cares. So why should I? But let's make this quick. It's been 6 months since I joined this gym, and I'd still rate it a 10 out of 10 because really no other facilities compare. So I guess you could call this an updated athletic hypertrophic leg day workout. Well, this is awkward. The main reason why we're only doing 2 rounds of a 10-second sprint and no power cleans with banded jump is because this is primarily a hypertrophic workout. And so I want to save a lot of my energy for 3 sets of a heavy RDL in the 6 to 8 rep range. You could swap this out for something like a conventional deadlift if you're going for pure strength, or if you want to go for something more athletic, you can go for a trap bar deadlift. So we have 255 on this bar. We're going to get after it. All right, let's make it happen. And we're pairing that with some hip mobility because this is a good way for me to at least kind of begin to rest and also not neglect my mobility. Biggest thing when you're doing these exercises right here is keeping that foot, try to keep that foot as flat as possible and not letting your torso or your body do all the movement. You want to make sure that that stays in the hip. This one right here is going to be all in that adductors and then a little bit in that hip flexor, but mostly in that groin. And we go the opposite way. You're going to feel a lot more in those glutes because now you're going in and out. I remember spotting some kid on bench not too long ago, and he was like, man, every time I see you here in this gym, you're always doing some leg workout. You're always on this machine. I have not had a leg day without this machine since I got here. And everything shows for it. I know you can't see it now, but everything shows for it. So when I tell some of these ladies I got a fatter ass than you, I'm not playing. One of the benefits of this machine, not dumbbells, it's a lot more stable, that it's less demanding on the core, which means that I could superset this with a little bit of core without being too worried that it's going to interfere with how heavy I can actually lift on these Bulgarian split squats. Oh God. This shit is not fun, y'all. Every day I come in here to work out and hit a leg day, I'm always super excited to get on this machine. And then I actually get on this machine and I'm like, why do I like this so much? It was just so satisfying being so strong on one leg that I started off with 250, 225s on each side and struggling. And now I'm pumping out 12 of 255. There's just a certain joy in just seeing myself being able to eventually get to 4th place on this bitch, bro. Pick something. Pick something you enjoy, pick something that you like, pick something that makes you confident, pick something that makes you strong, pick something that makes you happy, and just abuse it. Abuse it, bro. Now with our 2 big lifts out the way, the RDLs and the Bulgarians, we're gonna go for some Nordics. We're gonna pair that with some Cossack squats, lateral lunges, whatever you wanna call them, but we're gonna add in a front rack. That front rack is gonna force us to keep that torso a little bit more upright so we get a little bit more core engagement. Now I might swap this out depending on the day for something like a hip adduction. But for today, because we're going to be working on the GHD, it's a lot easier to just go ahead into a lateral lunge because our hip adduction machine is downstairs. Once we finish that, we're going to move into the last 3 exercises that we have for today, which are going to be some leg extensions paired with some walking lunges for that endurance, because the Bulgarian split squats, especially on this machine, are a lot more stable. So we're working on a lot more stability and endurance there. And then we're gonna finish that off with some calf raises. And it's gonna be 2 sets for both of these exercises after. And we're pretty much all done for today. I mean, we're sitting at about an hour and 10 minutes right now of our session. But if you're working quicker and you're not filming, obviously you could probably get this done in about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, because I'm probably gonna go on to about an hour and 30. So. And that pretty much wraps up my hypertrophic but also athletic leg day workout. And when it comes to evaluating other people's training, the biggest thing is that as long as you stay consistent, as long as you enjoy it, that's all that matters. Because you can have the best program in the world, but if you don't enjoy it and you don't do it consistently, you're probably not going to get the results that you're actually looking for. So just have fun. Never mind, that doesn't actually factor in nutrition, genetics, lifestyle, history, background, what you're training for, all of these different factors that heavily impact what you get out of a certain program as well, especially motivation and intensity, which varies heavily from person to person. So who really cares? And something that I've also learned is, as long as people aren't going to get hurt, who really cares how someone else trains? So that's what I learned in my first year of personal training, which is actually going to be my next video. So if you guys want to see that, go ahead and drop a follow, subscribe, comment, like, and let me know if there's any other videos that you guys want to see from me. But I got a bunch of other series coming out, so I think you guys will be excited. But for now, it's time for me to get into the steam room. Let's get out of here, baby.